and this is how we get down. What's good, everybody? Welcome. It's a glorious Friday here at BTT Studios, and we are very, very busy. We're so pleased that you could join us as always. We're live on the Stadium Network and everywhere the Stadium lives, Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV, among others. Now, before I get to the entire show, we got to look back. Solid. We are a sports betting show, sort of. More sports talk, but we still do picks every single day. And my guys, solid. How about 6-2? DG and young Peyton. Last night he was on KTCU. Yeah, that's right. So can we have another winning day today? That is the big question. Now, we do have some housekeeping to get to. We have a brand new merch store. And I'm telling you right now, today stops our launch promotional code. Fugazi10. Spell it right there. Fugazi. I know that the chat queen Kimberly already has hers on her way. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button on the way in. You know, we're always doing merch giveaways on all of our shows, but we want you to represent the brand. There's a bunch of new Coachman Bro merchandise up there as well. There's a bunch of stuff, and we encourage you to go get yours and get it right now. Now, coming up in about 45 minutes, the NBA and NBC, they're going way back for a March 3rd. We'll get into that. SGA returns tonight. Also, we're going to do our own little round table discussion today, just like the president, all the commissioners, Tiger Woods, Nick Saban. That's coming up in March. We're going to help him out right here today. Also, a little NFL-themed thumbs up or thumbs down coming up in about 30 minutes. Now, a couple of news of the day. Con Knipple, the young stud, the 4th overall pick out of Duke, well, he's paying for himself. Last night, he sets the all-time NBA rookie three-point record in his 59th game with 207. He had 8 last night, scored 28 points. Charlotte, do not sleep on them. They have now moved into the 10th spot. They are in the play-in, and they continue to play better. They're a really feel-good story this year in the NBA. And speaking about OGs, and old stars, Neymar, the Brazilian superstar, he is back. He had a really serious injury a couple of years ago. He scored last night for the first time in 2026. He will not talk, though, about a potential return to the Brazilian national team for this summer's World Cup. All right, housekeeping is over. I'm feeling really good today. We're streamlined. See? Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, and to everyone new out there checking out the show, welcome. It is time. Let's beat the books. All right, look at these. Oh, my goodness. What is that big old fat smile on your face over there, Soupy? Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. It feels good. It is a Friday. Come on. NBA, NHL are back. We're getting close to March Madness. How can you not have a smile on your face?
I like it. I like the energy. Now, next door. Been working hard, doing a lot of things, playing a lot of video games on Twitch these days. Mikey P, did you turn off the PS5 for an hour, or what's going on?
I did. Actually, Coach, if I may, I'm going to have some wrestling content on my Twitch today with a little preview of the Elimination Chamber. So, a little tease right
there. Okay. 6 baby faces. I'll be talking about that on Off the Ropes today, 2 to 4 Eastern Time, Series Channel 156, if you guys want to check it out. Soupy, something came across. I had a third news of the day topic, but I wanted to wait to bring you guys on to discuss it because I'm always thinking about it, potentially how we can get together, how the team can really bond. And Mikey, what's your birth date again?
St. Patrick's Day, March 17th.
March 17th. So I'm actually going to be doing the players, and on March 16th, I'll be flying back home through Atlanta. Did you guys see what the Hawks are doing in March? Anyone? Let me fill you guys in.
Yeah.
They're going to be doing the first ever, can't believe I'm saying this, Magic City Strip Club Appreciation Night is what I call it. It's a legendary strip club in Atlanta. Not that I've ever been there. I mean, come on, I would never do that. But anyway, they are going to do a few things to kind of elevate that particular strip club. And Mikey, if your birthday's March 17th and I'm connecting through Atlanta on March 16th, I feel like there should be a little, everybody say it with me, synergy. What are your thoughts, Mikey? Would Lady C allow that?
I can actually hear the screaming now, and but all I'll say is I've heard they've got great wings. Like if Lou Williams says they have great wings, it's research purposes. If it's a work gathering, I mean, yeah, it's all good.
You know what? Most people would laugh at you saying that. I don't, because I take personal pride in finding good wings. But also, I've told this story many, many times that back in my WWE days, and the first time I told my mother this, she just rolled her eyes. And I said that we had 3 places that after Monday Night Raw, we would go to eat because it was the only place you can get a steak. And it's either Waffle House or the strip club. And no cameras. We weren't allowed, until we took a picture in Austin. And 3 years after we took that picture in Austin, it showed up in the Globe and the Inquirer. Thank God it was this part of my body, my hand. The rest of my body was out of the picture. But all those boys I work with, they were in the picture. And your Lady C and all the girlfriends, they didn't like it too much. So there will be no pictures in Atlanta, Mikey, for you. Soupy, you're sitting over there going, okay, my kid is now 2, carry the 1. Would you like to go?
I just booked my flight while you guys were talking. So
Travelocity, we're all over it. All right. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button. We've got a lot of best bets boys to get into. We've got a lot of great discussion today. So I have one very simple question. Damn, Soupy. Damn. Get some sleep. All right. Mikey P, best bets. Let's go.
There's only one reason I want to kick this off, Coach, and that's because the Miami, Ohio Redhawks are playing tonight.
Let's go.
We're going 29-0 as in OH. The Redhawks minus 12. All right, they beat down Eastern Michigan by 10 earlier this week. Now we're going to the west side. They're taking on Western Michigan. So I got the Miami Redhawks minus 12 against them. And then also tonight, well, I'm going to look at my UFC pick first before I get to the big game. UFC Mexico City, Coach. And I don't want to brag about what I did in the college football season, but your boy is 2-1 on MMA picks to start 2026. So we are going Daniel Zellhuber versus King Green under 2.5 rounds. I know that Daniel Zellhuber mainly gets his wins by decision in the UFC, but King Green has been stopped twice in the first round in his last 4 fights. So I'll take the under on that one. And then tonight, college basketball, my favorite game, the big marquee game of the night. Give me the Fighting Illini, Illinois on the money line, plus money against the Michigan Wolverines.
All right. That looks really, really good. By the way, Soupy, I think Mikey is probably the only person to ever brag about being 2-1.
It's a start.
And by the way, if I had a bout at UFC Mexico right now, white flag. I ain't going for nobody. I don't care if I'm working it. I don't care if I'm fighting in it. You're not getting my ass over the border right now at all. All right, Mikey. Adequate start. All right, Soupy, I see 2 big plays over there. What do we got?
I'm starting in the NBA, man. The Eastern Conference is looking good right now because these top teams are winning, and that's including the Bucks. They have won 8 of their last 10 games, and I think they can at least cover against the Knicks tonight. They've been doing this without Giannis. Look at Kevin Porter Jr. He has been on fire lately. I might sprinkle a little bit of his points props and his assist props because he's been helping this team win. I think they cover against the Knicks. And finally, I get to talk NHL. Haven't done that in a couple weeks. I'm taking the Golden Knights on the money line, going to Washington. I love their offense. I love their power play, 25% conversion against a Washington penalty kill that's very average, and they force a lot of penalties. So I think that the Golden Knights are going to have an advantage a lot in this game, and I think they're going to get a couple power play goals.
You just reminded me. You absolutely. It completely lost my. Do you know who was asking about hockey plays from you the other day?
No, I'm excited to find out who.
Nobody. Absolutely nobody. But it's great to have it back. It's great to have it back. I'm on fire today already. I'm feeling good. Running a 3-man weave. Gentlemen, let me check my notes. I'm going to throw 6 numbers out at you. 233, 242, 241, 236, 251, 247. Can anyone tell me what those 6 numbers have in common?
I'm
They all
hoping
hit
it's your
the
credit card
over.
number.
That sounded like Mikey, what did you say?
They all hit the over in the games you're about to discuss.
No. Soupy?
I'm hoping it's your credit card number.
It's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. No, those were 6 totals that happened in the NBA last night. I feel like we're getting, we do this throughout the season. You go through the overs early, the unders when the players start to get tired. I feel like now the teams are starting to ramp up for the race to the playoffs. So tonight, we've got 2 big potential playoff previews. And I think all 4 teams are going to be fired up and ready to go. So we're playing both overs, 227.5, 233.5, and I love absolutely both of them. Mikey, let me come over to you. Of these 4 teams right now, who do you think has the most to prove?
The Denver Nuggets. They had Peyton Watson while Jokic was out. Now he's out. Aaron Gordon's out. This is a team that I really feel like could be a serious contender in the Western Conference. They just can't stay healthy. The Thunder were finding ways to win without SGA. The Pistons are I'm not a believer in the Pistons, and I've got nothing good to say about a team in the East.
By the way, I just took
Uh-huh.
some shade from Kimberly in the chat with those numbers I threw out. Your weight I said 251. Wow.
Merch giveaway for that.
Oh. I think that we have not shipped hers yet. And guess what's not going to be shipped, boys? The double XL nightgown Fugazi that she ordered already because she wants to walk around with Big Tommy C's face everywhere. Not going to happen now. Soupy, is that taking that too personal? I mean, I think I would take the 236 number, but the 251?
Yeah, did you have a heavy lunch? You never know.
I mean, look at this gorgeous face. I mean, this guy, I'm in great shape. That hurts. What are you shaking your head at, Mikey?
Kiss Up Mountain also available at the BTC Studio shop. If you guys want to learn how to get on Coach's good side, I would just wear the shirt.
Every time I see that graphic, I just shudder. Get a little PTSD. I never want to see that picture. And then there it is. There it is. My question is, it's been up for the entire week. How do you not have one yet? That's the question.
No answer.
Solid start to the day, everybody. All right. Still to come in about 30 minutes. We're talking NBA. We're going old school. And for those of you that are new viewers, like in the Gen Z era, you may have no idea what we're talking about, but we'll fill you in. Also, we have a little thumbs up, thumbs down coming up in 20 minutes, NFL style. Are the Miami Dolphins really the best franchise in all of the NFL? We'll explain. And then coming up on the other side, the president and a bunch of high-level sports people are getting ready to get together for a college football and athletics symposium. We're going to do our own right here at Coach and Company. Just getting started. On a Friday, it's a vibe, and I absolutely love it. It's Coach and Company every single weekday. Where? Everybody say it with me. Right here on the Stadium Network. Come on back. All right, gentlemen, the combine off and running yesterday, literally off and running yesterday. And there was a guy that I kept seeing on my phone. I get updates from ESPN and notifications and all that kind of stuff. Sonny Styles. This guy's an absolute freak, Stoopy. He had a vertical leap yesterday of 43.5 inches. He ran a 40 south of 4.6, I believe was the number. Are you a combines guy? Did you watch any of him yesterday at all?
I watched the highlights. I didn't watch the actual combine itself. But when you get someone like him, when you get numbers like that, scouts are going to pay attention. Look for him now to get sort of an elevated status. He's going to get more looks now by those pro teams.
Mikey, we talk about what can the combine do for you. Well, for Sonny Styles, he may, I don't know how much higher he can go, but he may get more money.
Yeah, he'll definitely get more money. I know he's projected around a top 15 pick. I think after yesterday's standout performance, he's definitely moved into the top 10, which sucks for a team like the Dallas Cowboys, who I think he would have been a perfect fit for. I don't think he's going to be there for their first pick. So Sonny Styles, Ohio State, they're going to have, I'm going to guess, 4 guys taken in the top 10.
You think Ohio State has 4 guys in the top 10?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wide receiver?
Carnell Tate.
Yep, wide receiver.
Arvell Reed, edge, Caleb Downs, and Sonny Styles.
Wow. And how did they not win the national championship?
Because Fernando.
Yeah,
because
Fernando. Oh man, is that Mamma Mia or is that Wicked? I think it's Mamma Mia, isn't it? You've never, seriously, neither one of you. What are we doing? My God. Have you seen the second one?
No.
Second one, what?
The second one, what? Oh my God.
Mamma Mia?
The seasoning, the culture clearly does not exist with the team here at Coach and Company. All right, gentlemen, it's time to educate the world on how we fix college athletics in 5 seconds. All right, welcome back, everybody. This is Coach and Company live on the Stadium Network. Thank you so much for joining us here on a Friday. Do not forget, check out the Coach and Bro Show on demand at our BTT YouTube page and also Off the Ropes later today, 2 to 4 Eastern Time. Gentlemen, news came out yesterday, something that's been asked for, it seems like the entire 2025 college football and NFL seasons, is how do we fix what's going on? The nonsense that is out there in college football. You think it's common sense, but it hasn't been. So they have put together, the President of the United States, a bunch of commissioners, celebrities, athletes. Let me throw a few names out at you, boys. Well, you got the president at the top. You got the Power 4 commissioners, all of them, Tiger Woods, Nick Saban, Mac Brown, Urban Meyer? Okay. Pat's president, Jonathan Kraft. That's for you, Soupy. And ESPN chairman, Jimmy Pitaro. And it would not be complete without football Jesus, Tim Tebow, in the house as well. So, gentlemen, I love this idea because at least now we're addressing it. At least now we can start to put something together that has some semblance of order. And all these 17-year-old knuckleheads won't have Nick Saban walking into their living room and saying, how much, instead of, can I come? So, Mikey, I want to start with you. I'm going to throw out a few things that they could discuss and see what your thoughts are about it. We start right there at the top. The NIL craziness. You've got schools that are suing quarterbacks. See Brendan Sorsby. You've got quarterbacks who are saying, oh, I don't care if I signed for $4 million yesterday. I'm leaving anyway. NIL, salary cap, what do you think they'll do?
Well, they definitely have to institute a salary cap. But two of the issues that you discussed, I think if you're a quarterback, especially at a high-level program like a Brendan Sorsby who leaves Cincinnati to go to Texas Tech, I'll take your $4 or $5 million, but also included for both parties, it has to be my buyout. I don't need to get sued by my former university. If you want me a part of it, you cover it for me. And I think that's one fix. And Damon Williams, University of Washington, when the ink dries and you sign that NIL, you're there. I think that's the first topic of conversation.
And let's stop signing with these agents that think they know what the hell they're doing. Because if they did know what they were doing, none of those situations would even exist. But they don't, because they take 15, 20% of those NIL deals. Soupy, what about you on NIL?
I think with the NIL, if you sign pen to paper, you have to honor it. And if you want to leave, I think a buyout's an option. But I also think you have to sit out a year. If you're going to try to buy out of your contract, you have to sit a year before you go to a new school. The NFL, you can't just do that. You can't just say, "Oh, I signed with the Jets. I don't want to play for you anymore. I want to play for somewhere else." You can't do that there. I think it should be the same rules apply for the college football.
But now you're starting to muddy the waters, though, when you throw that out there, because you have strictly transfer rules of guys that don't get NIL money. And that's exactly where I was going to go next. The transfer rules. It used to be back in the day that you had to sit out a year. The way it used to be. Then they instituted the transfer portal. You go into it and you can go play absolutely no penalty. Subi, I agree with you that there has to be something where you get penalized if you transfer more than once, or have a benefit that if you stay, say for 4 years, John Calipari said you get a fifth year of eligibility. I think rewarding loyalty instead of always thinking about punishing could be a positive way to go about it. Supi, I'll come back to you.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think I like the whole idea of if you play 4 years, you could get a fifth year. I think it should only be 2 transfers per 4 years. That's it. You get two. And if you don't like where you are, you're stuck. You can leave college football. I also believe that it's because it's just getting so crazy now. And another thing I like is if you transfer and you don't find a school, you can't go back to your original school. I think that's what a lot of people are doing too. They're just trying to test the waters. And if they don't like it, oh, let me just go back. No, that is no longer your option.
That is something that, because it's kind of like when you're talking about the NBA draft. You got 64 players. Nobody talks about the 400 that come out that don't get drafted like idiots. This is the same type of thing. I love that. There's a kid from Oklahoma State who literally listed Oklahoma State as one of his 4 final choices. You played for him last year. So, Mikey, this nonsense of going into the portal so you can raise your NIL number to come right back to the same dorm room you lived in last year, that's got to stop.
It does have to stop it. And I agree with that. If you hit the transfer portal, there's no going back. But also the 2 transfer rules should come down to one thing. If you can have that one transfer for 4 years, the only way you should be able to get a second transfer is if there is a coaching change. I think that should be fair to the players and the students as well. If you committed as an 18-year-old high school senior to go play wherever and that coach is fired, then you should have the opportunity to go elsewhere. I think we have to allow, and I'm not looking at the big schools. I'll look at Illinois State, where their wide receiver in the championship game had an absolute career game. He's now going to be able to hit that transfer portal and quite possibly get at the D1 highest level because of that. So keep the transfer portal, but only 1 per 4 years unless a coaching change.
Yeah, I can't take one more Wednesday night broadcast where they go, here's the players we're focused on tonight. Number 82, Mikey Pendleton, began his career at Michigan State, then transferred to UAB, then went to Division II, Pittsburgh State, and then tonight he plays for the Bradley Braves. I mean, that's got to stop. It absolutely has to stop. The other thing that is on the table that a lot of people are talking about is JUCOs. And I grew up in Kansas. They have a lot in Missouri, Mikey, where you live. Kansas is where they have the basketball JUCO national championship. So it's the best with California JUCOs in the entire country. They're talking about, Soupy, where those years at a junior college don't count against your Division I eligibility. So you could go somewhere at, say, 20 years of age or 19 and still have the full 4 years left. Do you like that?
I love that. I don't think JUCO, I don't think even Division II or Division III years should count. This is what happened with Trinidad Chambliss. He played JUCO, he played at Division II Ferris State. He comes to Ole Miss for 1 year, and he had to fight to try to get another year of eligibility. So I think if you're coming to the Division I level, if you're trying to, I don't think those previous years should count. Get as much time in the Division I level if you think you have aspirations to go to the professional level.
Mikey, what about you?
Yeah, I agree because you look at a guy, this should be the Trinidad Chambliss rule, right? But the one that stands out the most to me since I've been watching college football is Cam Newton down in Blaine College. Then he makes his way to Auburn, becomes the number one pick, wins an MVP. All those things happened, but we didn't have Cam Newton, a ninth year senior, playing college football. Like they had a grasp of these things. So I think this rule should be in place. It's almost saving face, not just for the player, but for the NCAA, because no one coach wants to read seventh year eligibility linebacker for Montana State Western will be back in 2029. Nobody wants to read that. So I think it definitely cut out the JUCO years.
And I think the final thing that they need to do, so if they all get in to this room and all of these names show up, the last thing on the agenda for me would be, gentlemen, we've got a nice little framework here. Who's going to be the name to run it? I have the name that I think there's only one choice. Soupy, who would you appoint as the commissioner of this new look college athletics, whatever you want to call it? It won't be the NCAA.
I think it should be Nick Saban. I think he's sort of been the leader of trying to not necessarily go back to the old ways of college football, but shape the new form of college football, but keep it sustainable for every single team, not just the power conferences, but everybody else in the mix. So I think Nick Saban would be perfect for that role.
I think that what he's done on College Game Day the last couple of years has really shown us that he's not the super intense stick in the mud guy that we all thought he was. I told you guys a story about when I hosted First Take. We used to have all the SEC teams come through. We called it the car wash. And I was hosting one day when he was there, and Kirby Smart was there too. And he was telling us about how him and Bill Belichick would go to all these Def Leppard and Van Halen and all these concerts. And I'm like, that's completely different than what I thought. These guys are pretty cool. And I think, Mikey, that a guy like Nick Saban can relate to a high school kid and have that star power, but also be able to walk into a room with some high-level businessmen and be able to command that room as well.
I'll take it a step further and offer the President of the United States some unsolicited advice. When you all get in the room, you can talk about where sports and the trajectory of today's sports society is going. And then when you're ready to talk business about college football, everyone shut up and give Nick Saban the floor. He will provide the framework. He will provide the IQ, the experience, everything he's seen and heard firsthand. And I think everyone will just put their hands back and go, you're running the show.
Wait a second. Are you trying to tell me that Urban Meyer is going to sit there as Nick Saban runs the show?
That's what he did during his college career.
Wow. I will say this. I did work with him at ESPN, and I don't know how many other high-level guys, because when he came to ESPN, he was still, top shelf. And he always had his agent with him. And I've never seen that before in my life. I was like, can I imagine you walking with your agent to host Sports Center every night? That's what it was kind of like. But he was only there once a week or something like that. But his agent was always with him. And that's something that stuck with me. And I don't know why, but it was just weird because it's not easy to get to Bristol, Connecticut. I promise you that. Huh, Soupy? If you know, you know.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. All right, coming up on the side of that, great discussion. And hopefully, Nick Saban, if you're watching right now, if you need us, hey, we're only a phone call away. And let us connect through Atlanta if you don't mind. All right, now we're talking a little thumbs up, thumbs down, NFL style. Report cards came out. Who is the number one franchise in the entire National Football League? The answer might surprise you. And also, are we having a little love fest going on in Cleveland with the Browns and their star quarterback and new head coach? Oh, we got to discuss all of it. And SGA is back tonight. This is Coach and Company live on the Stadium Network. All right, gentlemen, NFL time. And Derek Carr, due to a lot of injuries and different things, decided to retire. He is now 34 years of age, and word is coming out. And I don't know, gentlemen, if it's because the quarterback class is awful coming out of college or what, but he's letting it be known that he's thinking about unretiring but he only wants to play for a Super Bowl contender. To make that happen, the Saints, who hold his rights, would have to facilitate a trade. Mikey, should teams want Derek Carr if he is healthy?
It's very, very weird how bad your shoulder gets when you have to put on a Saints uniform. I'm just saying. Listen, the market is going to be hot for someone like Derek Carr, even at 75%. The draft class this year is very weak. If Malik Willis is the number one quarterback in free agency, you've got to expect, if Phillip Rivers can come play 2 games in 2025, if you can get 10 out of Derek Carr, that's a lot better.
And you have somebody to run the prayer circle, after the game, Soupy. So there's a lot of positives here.
I think this would be a great choice. Derek Carr was a playoff contender with the Raiders. You've seen what happened to the Raiders after he left. That franchise has been a total joke. If he's 75, 80% healthy, you put him on a good team with a good offensive line, with a running back they can rely on, I think he can make a team a contender.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Very interesting.
He's a good
I do know this, that after riding on American Airlines with Fernando, that he ain't it. And I know he watches this show every single morning. Mikey, he's not it. You got to stop standing on that mountain. He's not it. He's not going to be a great NFL quarterback. You got to stop with the nonsense.
25 touchdowns and rookie of the year next year.
25 touchdowns, rookie of the year. Okay. If that does not happen, you're going to do, we'll discuss it. We're back live in 5 seconds. All right, the show officially just came off the rails at our commercial break because Mikey claims that Fernando Mendoza is going to throw 25 touchdowns next year and be named the Rookie of the Year. Did we not just talk about Sonny Styles? What are we doing? Although I know they divided up into offense and defense. I get all that. All right, welcome back, everybody. It is time to play a little thumbs up and thumbs down. We're going to piggyback. We'll start with, let's bring the guys up. Who's going to be next to me? Whoever's next to me gets to start. And it's going to be all NFL. And we're starting with the NFC East. Oh, sorry. So yesterday at the Combine, Aaron Glenn, the embattled one-year head coach for the New York Jets, who wanted to do things his own way. And he wants to bring in his own people, his own quarterback. Well, he was sitting all by himself so he could really focus on what was going on at the Combine. Problem is, he decided to take a little siesta. And he is getting dragged on social media. Thumbs up, or there you go. Thumbs up or thumbs down, Soupy, on Aaron Glenn getting criticized for falling asleep.
Big old thumbs down, because it doesn't matter who he's going to pick. Woody Johnson is going to pick their first round draft pick based on the NCAA football video game ratings. Do you not know who Woody Johnson is by now? He cares about video game ratings. That's how he picked the free agency. I think that's how he's going to do it with the draft.
I would say thumbs down, but Coach, I think palms to the side and let my head rest. Thumbs down. Aaron Glenn, what are you doing? And now, how do those pre-draft meetings go? Does Aaron Glenn sit a prospect down and go, I know you saw me go viral. Can you wake me up? Can you wake up the New York Jets as a franchise? Why should we spend the number 2 overall pick on you? And the players are like, Coach, just take someone else. I'm out, man. I'm out.
I've got 2 answers. I'm thumbs up on the criticism. I'm thumbs down on Soupy not paying attention to the damn question. I said on the criticism he got, and you're like, no, it's Woody Johnson. That wasn't the question. You cannot fall asleep when you know the NFL Network is live for 8 to 10 hours. It simply cannot happen. If you want to do that, don't sit in a skybox or a seat that you can be seen. Simple as that. Aaron Glenn will be gone. Depends on how much Woody wants to pay in a buyout. That's essentially the decision right now. Let's stay in the AFC East because the yearly report cards come out, but this year, guys, they're not releasing the particulars. They're just telling you what the results are. And the results are that through the report card process, the Miami Dolphins voted the #1 best franchise in the NFL. The Steelers, the OG, one of the Blue Bloods, voted the worst. Soupy, thumbs up, thumbs down on those reports on the report cards.
I'm going thumbs up. Yeah, why would you not want to play in South Beach? That's probably the only reason why they got the best grade, because what else does the Dolphins have going for them? And the Steelers, they look like a mess. I'm sorry. The way this team has been playing towards the end of the year, now they got a new coach and it's Mike McCarthy. Yeah, there is a reason why this was voted the worst team.
Thumbs up on these report cards. And you know what? I'm here for all the investigative journalism that came out, even though you weren't supposed to bring it all to light. Coach, so I did a little inside info here. And the Packers, well, they were given a little bit, I've got my report card here. They were given a bad grade for not having game day childcare. But no worries, I've got it here. Ben Johnson will be there at least once a year to take care of all the babies at Lambeau Field on game day.
The effort to be funny today is not lost on me by both of you. By the way, clearly Soupy couldn't work for the Packers. That it goes without saying. I'm going to say, I don't know, thumbs down on this one. I know South Beach has great weather, but their stadium is in a horrible place. Traffic sucks. Their team can't get out of their own way. We don't have a quarterback. So that's how I look at it. I know the players look at it for food, travel. Apparently the Patriots got an F for their plane. Did you guys see that? An F for the plane that Robert Kraft loves to let other people use, that's all painted with the Patriots. Apparently it's not very nice on the inside. That's just what I heard. I don't know. I've never been on it. I have been on a lot of private jets, though, in my day. Now, Mike Vrabel staying with the Patriots. This is a very AFC East themed today. He was asked about A.J. Brown potentially coming to the Patriots because clearly after watching the Super Bowl, they need some offensive juice. Now, A.J. Brown played for 3 years in Tennessee for Mike Vrabel. He says, hey, everything is on the table. Soupy, thumbs up, thumbs down on A.J. Brown reuniting with Mr. Vrabel.
Huge thumbs up. I think this would be great for the Patriots. They need that #1 guy. It's not Demario Douglas. It's not even Stephon Diggs. I don't even think Stephon Diggs is going to be there for the 2026 season. You've got a guy in Drake May who is entering his 3rd year. To get him to that level, which is already a Super Bowl. So you know where you can go. And now you just have to get that one piece for him to turn him into an elite quarterback and to now be a Super Bowl winner. And I think that's A.J. Brown.
Thumbs up, deuces up, meaning thumbs up to A.J. Brown in New England, deuces to Stephon Diggs, like Soupy said. Listen, A.J. Brown, he had trade value to go to the Philadelphia Eagles because of the work he did with Mike Vrabel in Tennessee, but he's already reached the mountaintop. He's won a Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. Now he can get rejuvenated by having the opportunity to mentor and lead not just the Patriots offense, but Drake May and help him take him to another level. I think it would be great for both parties.
Yeah, this is a big thumbs up for me. A.J. Brown's at a point in his career, he's not going to command top dollar because his attitude has made him a liability. So if you can get him at a really, really good price and make it very incentive laden, so he has to show up, good attitude, all of that, communicate, be a leader, I think it could be a huge pickup for the Patriots, who need a little bit of a pick-me-up, a lot of it on their offense. Speaking of offense, let's go to the AFC North. And last year, I was the only one, go look up the video, that said Shedeur Sanders was a starter in the NFL. All of you guys on this show, no, Shedeur. So now he will be the starter. So they also have a new head coach. It's like their 8th in the last 4 years. Yeah. And Todd Monken announced that he had a birthday this week. Let me let him tell you what happened. Roll tape, producer man.
In fact, for my birthday, I got this package. I thought it was for my wife. It's like this package, and opens it up. It's like this porcelain, like horse head. And it's from Shedeur. He sent me a gift on my birthday. And I asked him, I said, what was the meaning? He said, well, I just really liked it. He said, I got myself one. I said, well, great.
I just really liked it. A porcelain horse head to your new head coach from Shadir Sanders. Soupy, thumbs up or thumbs down on the Kiss Up Mountain-esque Sanders?
Thumbs up. I think Shadir is definitely watching the show because he's taking lessons from Mikey on Kiss Up Mountain. He knows that there is going to be a quarterback competition because Deshaun Watson will likely be there and they're paying him a ton of money. But I do think Shadir is the better quarterback. And hey, a little gift doesn't doesn't hurt.
Thumbs up. I mean, first of all, can we just talk about Todd Monken? What is he wearing? From his introductory press conference to that baby blue Jordan hoodie he just had on, I think he's really trying to fit in. But, Coach, it doesn't just start and end with the gift. You know what's going to happen in the 2026 season. If it's not Shador himself, you know his brother is going to be streaming. And when Shador and Todd Monken get on a stream together, oh, that is going to be glorious. I'm here for it. That is a match made in heaven.
Do not even put that into the universe. I don't want to see. Well, okay. To me, this is a big-time thumbs up. Shadir Sanders has successfully kept his mouth shut, still drove around his $300,000 car, still has his $150,000 watch, and watched all of the other quarterbacks either be traded or get injured for the Cleveland Browns. And this should be a lesson to all young quarterbacks out there. If you just wait your turn, bide your time, there's a very good chance the guy in front of you is going to get hurt and you will get an opportunity. Now, I like the fact that he's trying to be one with his head coach, which didn't happen last year. So I like this. Big thumbs up for me. Now, this number is crazy to me. When Malik Willis came out of college, people were like, man, he can't even throw the football. Now, all of a sudden, he's like the next coming because this quarterback class coming out of college is so poor. So reports out of Green Bay are that Malik could leave Green Bay because he's going to be sitting for 10 years behind Jordan Love and could command, wait for it, $30 million on average per year. Soupy, thumbs up, thumbs down on Willis being worth $30 million per year.
Bam. Huge thumbs down. I paid attention a lot to this 2021 draft class. Sam Howell, Kenny Pickett, Matt Corral. Where are they all now? I think Willis, he has some great mobile ability. He's very athletic, but the passing is just not where it needs to be. And I think when you get that through a 17-game sort of example, you're going to find out that $30 million, you should have just threw it in the fireplace.
Thumbs up. Let him go get it. Let him go get the bag. I mean, when Jordan Love eventually gets hurt and the Packers have no one else to rely on behind him, Malik Willis will have played all of 5 games. He'll collect his $30 million a year check, and everyone will look like a fool. But you can't blame the guy for striking while the iron's hot. I mean, this draft class is bad. Free agency class is bad. He's actually listed, Coach, as the number 1 free agent quarterback, while Aaron Rodgers is number 8 this offseason on NFL.com.
Well, at least they got it right, I guess, with a little bit of it. I'm going to go thumbs up. Malik Willis is, you've got to remember what I call NFL inflation, guys, because $60 million is the number. That's the number 1 guy. That's Dak Prescott. So we're talking about half of that. So back in the day when it was $25 million, he would have been like a $11 or $12 million quarterback. That's about right. And I think that's where he should be. And then if he goes somewhere and he plays well, he could make more than $30 million a year. So for me, and the way the NFL does business now, this would be an absolute bargain to get a guy with some experience, some real game experience, and he played really well last year. He did. He kept the Packers in it. So for me, a big-time thumbs up. Gentlemen, well done on the NFL today. The Combine continues in Indianapolis all day today. All right, still to come. NBC is going old school. And I do mean old school. We'll discuss next. We lock it in. Coach and Company right here on Stadium. All right, you crazy kids. Kevin Durant, all of the negativity, all of the burner accounts, all of everything still continues to produce on the basketball court. And Soupy, last night, he became the 6th player to get to 32,000 points in his career. You can say anything you want about off the court. But there is no disputing that on the court, he's one of the greatest of all time.
100% agree. In this era, yeah, he is one of the greatest scorers of all time. And you look at where he goes when he goes to a team, looking at the Rockets this year. Rockets were not a very good offense last year. He has boosted that team and has made them a legit contender, and he does that for you. And that's why he's one of the best scorers probably over the last 20 years.
It's kind of sad, though, Mikey, that all of the nonsense is kind of overshadowing what should be his gravy time at the end of his career.
I agree to an extent because I love the Durant files. I love the burner accounts, right? It just brings a little human element to a guy who is very, very petty machete. KD, if you need a shirt, I know a place. Listen, he is one of the best scorers of all time. It's not the last 20 years or this generation. One of the greatest scorers in NBA history and Olympic basketball history. If he wants to have Twitter fingers, let him have it.
God, I don't even know. I would love to see the mouse that runs around in your head half the time. I really, really would. Kevin Durant's very petty. Absolutely very petty. I encourage any of you, if you ever had a chance, to go watch him play in person. It's so completely different than what you see on TV. And you see legitimately at 6'10", a guy that can just move and shoot and fill it up. It's absolutely amazing. I said the same thing about MJ, about Kobe, about LeBron. These guys are massive. 6'9", 6'10". They're so much fun to watch. Kudos to Kevin Durant. Put the phone down. Just put the phone down. Now, one of our topics coming up, I don't even know if they have flip phones still. I'll explain. We're back live on the Stadium Network in just 5 seconds. All right, gentlemen, you got to give it to networks when they're trying to make things different, celebrate certain anniversaries, things like that. Well, now NBC has taken it a step further because back in the 90s, when Michael Jordan was winning 6 out of 6 finals, the voice, the analysts were Bob Costas, Doug Collins, and the czar of the telestrator, Mike Fratello. And gentlemen, NBC has just announced that on March 3rd, they're going back in time. Can anybody tell me, just a guess, the combined ages of the announce team that will call the game on March 3rd for NBC? Anyone?
276.
226. 226 years. I'm talking, let me check my notes. 73, 74, 79. Mikey, do you like this idea?
It's good for nostalgia. I mean, hats off to LeBron James. That they probably know all one another, right? He's the only guy in the NBA who might be around. It's the Sixers and the Spurs for this game. None of those players are going to know who these guys are calling their game unless they know the history of great basketball commentating. I'm here for the broadcast, but I don't think it's going to correlate very well.
Well, what teams would correlate in your mind? They're all young players.
The Lakers.
Because they have
you
one
got
40-year-old
LeBron,
on
that's it. I mean, everybody else is relatively young. Soupy, what's your take on this?
I love this as a one-off. Yeah, it's great nostalgia for the NBC that said, well, we got our NBA back. Where's John Tesh? Wake up John Tesh. So they brought everything back. The nostalgia part of that 90s, you got to at least do it one time with the commentating.
The amount of money that they're paying John Tesh, he performed at the All-Star game, right, on Friday night. I've always thought he was a cool dude. Entertainment Tonight hosting it, I always thought he was cool. And they're paying him a lot of money for that song. So kudos to him. We call that mailbox money. All right, gentlemen, tonight, SGA is back. And I think we've been sleeping on the fact that we've been saying all year, the Thunder, defending champions, they'll do, But wait a second. When you look at the standings now, Mikey, the chase for 73 is long gone, and they've got to worry about being the top seed. They only have a 1.5 game lead over the Spurs with 22 games to go for the Thunder, 23 games to go for the Spurs. Can the Spurs catch the Thunder? And how important to have SGA back right now?
It's very important to have him back right now, but I wonder, are they pushing it? Because, coach, not only will the Spurs leapfrog and take that number one seed, I think they're going to hold a vice grip on it. I think once the Thunder collapse and the Spurs get that number one seed, OKC's not even going to come within 4 games of getting close to that number one seed.
Wait, you think that in 23 games they can gain 5.5 games on the Thunder?
Yep.
Soupy, your thoughts?
100%. I think the Spurs are going to capture the top seed. I have them going to the NBA Finals. I think they are that good. I couldn't believe that a team last year that didn't even make the playoffs could make a leap like this. But with the way the Spurs have played this season, the pieces they have, and they have dominated the Thunder this year, I think if it is Spurs Thunders in the Western Conference Finals, I think the Spurs take it.
Last night, the Spurs had all 5 players in double figures. Wemby was the lowest starter last night with 12, 8, and 5. That means they are really, really good across the board. And if he has one of those 40-point nights, that's even better. But they don't need him to. And that's the most important thing. So can't wait for tonight. Thunder hosting the Nuggets. So it's Jokic and SGA. By the way, both guys probably won't even be eligible for the MVP because of the 65-game rule. So something to keep in mind if you have a futures ticket or you're thinking about placing a futures ticket. All right, 6-2 yesterday. I think we can do better today. Let's lock it in. All right, gentlemen, 10 seconds or less, just 1 or 2 nuggets is all that I need. Soupy, my guy, start us off.
The Eastern Conference looks really good right now. All these teams battling each other, and I think the Bucks can keep in contention with the Knicks at +7.5. With no Giannis, they are winning right now. So look for the Bucks +7.5. And I'm taking the Golden Knights on the money line against the Capitals. I love the way the Golden Knights just kept it going after the Olympic break, and I think they could do it in Washington that struggles on the penalty kill.
Mikey P, we got a little bit of everything. Talk to me.
The Miami, Ohio Redhawks, the best story in all of college basketball. We're taking them to cover the -12.5 against the Western Michigan, whoever they are. I think the Broncos, right? I like Miami, Ohio to go 29-0 tonight. And then give me the Fighting Illini, Illinois on the money line against it's a top 10 ranked matchup against Michigan. So I'll take Illinois on the money line. And then Saturday night, way down across the border, UFC, Mexico City. I'm going Daniel Zellhuber versus King Green under 2.5 rounds at plus money as well.
I think if I'm looking at favorite bets, I love under 2.5 is my favorite MMA bet. All right, I've got 2 plays tonight. I'm going to go with the over in the Cavs, Pistons, Nuggets, Thunder. My complete reasoning is the teams are starting to play harder again. They're starting to ramp things up. They're starting to understand that positioning absolutely matters. And the Thunder, with only a 1.5 game lead, they need to hold that. So I think all 4 of these teams come out tonight and they put their best foot forward. Mikey, anything else at UFC Mexico City that caught your eye? Maybe a little hashtag stay on your toes, perhaps.
Well, I think there's a very intriguing storyline if we can mesh all worlds together here, Coach. A recent lady who had a WWE tryout was tabbed for a short notice fight. She's got 6 finishes in 7 of her wins. She's made, I think it's like a week notice, and she's 21 years old. So, and I forget her name's skipping my mind right now. But nice to see the WWE crossover into MMA and what she could do in Mexico City.
Yeah, the funny part though is that Dana White hates the WWE. That's like something that gets lost in all of it. It's like he showed up at WrestleMania. I don't know if you guys saw this, but they wanted to show him in the front row. So, and this is what I really respect Dana, because he just doesn't give a damn about anything. He shows up long enough to shoot him in the front row and then walks out, but shoots video on him walking out during the first match. I hate this stuff. It's a little funny because they're all in bed together. They're all in the same company. Soupy, are you into the Ronda Rousey, Gina Carano hype for their match?
I am too. I am. I'm into it. I think I'm excited for it. It's a great nostalgia thing. I think both fighters are not that old enough to where this can actually look competitive unlike the Mayweather Pacquiao fight?
I think that both fights will be big. I think though people will watch both. But I want them to watch all of these fights in our brand new Coach and Bro, coaching company, merchandise, brand new site right now. Today's the last day, gentlemen. Fugazi 10. And look at that. We have a brand new Synergy. There's a bunch of things up there. Whatever you want, you can get. Big Tommy C. The last word is back on Monday night, by the way. Him and Gabby, they have locked me out. I am not allowed on that show. It is their show. All good. But be a part of BTD, Fugazi, Kiss Up Mountain, Petty Machete, Coach and Bro, whatever you want. The Jugga Bros. We've got a little something for everybody, so make this a part of your day. And all we ask, if you buy something, you want to see your beautiful face on the show, send us a picture. We'll throw it out. Gentlemen, well done today. Well done today. Have a great weekend. Producer man, you know what time it is. Give me that one shot. It's now time for you guys to go out into the world, for you to pay it forward, be kind to one another, enjoy. You woke up this morning, and that's a great, great, great thing. Do not forget the Coach and Bro Show on demand. Also, this afternoon, 2 o'clock Eastern Time, it is Off the Rope, Sirius XM, Channel 156. I will be there live and in living color. In the meantime, there is only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire team, love more. Mikey P, Soupy, producer man behind the scenes, always making the show look like $1 million. We grind for you so we can win with you. My name is the Coach, and this show is called Coach and Company, and we are live every single weekday right here. Where else but the Stadium Network? Have a great weekend.